Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm going to do a quick reading, what Spirit wants to tell you at this point in time if you're tuning in. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards. I've already shuffled these. I only have 2 decks with me, but that's all you need really, because I'll just be channeling really. So please step me into the energy of whoever's reading this is, and what information do they need to know at this time. Please and thank you. Okay, so I'm going to start with these ones. Like I said before, I've already shuffled these. So wash. I just heard wash. Spectacular. Adventure. Nourishment. Acceleration. Pull the cards. Okay. Spirit, what does the collective need to know right now? Please, shit. I'm just gonna move this little fan. Maybe it's hot where you are and you need a fan. Okay. What does the collective need to know right now? For whoever's watching this reading, what do they need to know right now? For the highest good, the highest truth, what do they need to know right now? Take, don't take. Okay. Okay. So on the bottom, you have 5 of Pentacles reversed. I love these cards because my little cousin gave them to me. And they have little messages on them. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe if I tap it. Ooh. Okay, well, anyway. So we've got the Devil card. We've got Two of Wands reversed. Okay. We've got the 8 of Swords. Oh, I might just move these so you can see better. Also, like, if my voice is too low, like, let me know. I'm kind of whispering, but I guess I don't really need to. So we've got the Devil, we've got the 2 of Wands in reversed, we've got the 8 of Swords in reversed, we've got the 9 of Cups in reversed, we've got 2 of Pentacles and the King of Cups. Okay, so I might move that like that. So let's just settle into the energy. Take some deep breaths if you need. Clear your throat, drink some water. All right. So straight off the bat, I'm really drawn to the King of Cups and the Devil card. So you could be tapping into allowing your emotions to kind of flow more easily, more balanced, and communicating what you're feeling in a manner that is respectful to yourself, but also to whoever you're talking to. There's something here, yeah, it says here, strong intuition is a force to be reckoned with. So when we are kind of coming out of a period of instability of any kind, really, it does take some time to balance out the energies. You know, you're releasing a lot, you're purging a lot, and a lot is coming in, a lot is downloading into your vibrational system. You've got 8, 9, 2, 2, and a king, and the devil. So it is like, this is a cycle. This was the beginning of it, or this was the, what was this, Spirit? I had a bit of a hiccup, so that could be confirmation for somebody. But the devil card here, I heard attachment. So this is the attaching energy. This is something that you have, I was just talking to a stranger about vices. So this could be about vices, something you're using to help cope with your current situation. Something you maybe depend on a little bit too much, something that's kind of attached to your identity in a way that isn't serving for your highest good. And there's something here about allowing that to release, and through that you're going to be turned upside down, to break free from the bondage. This is quite a positive card, even though it looks the opposite, because this is saying you are bonded and you don't really realize that you're bonded, and you're in kind of a helplessness state and a hopelessness state. And I mean, God, I can relate. I think we all can. But when it's turned on its head, you're coming out of this, and it's gradually opening up to opportunities that you didn't realize that you had, and maybe they were right in front of you, but you were blinded before by something that was paving the way into a different direction that wasn't really for your highest good. See here with this bondage in both of these cards, but you're maybe being attached to something karmic. In terms of, when I say karmic, it's just an energy that isn't benefiting you, you know? And we're all here to learn karmic lessons. I'm gonna sneeze. Ooh. I just cracked my neck. So that sneeze and that crack could be confirmation for you. I heard this is for me too, so you know, we're in this together. But yeah, so there was something here that you're well aware of that was holding you back. It could have been a pattern of thinking. It could have been a pattern of belief that does kind of direct your pattern of thinking. It could be, you know, listening to the wrong thoughts. It could be an attack, a spiritual attack from something outside of your own auric field. More so though, something internal that you used to depend on. for your own sense of comfort, safety, security that you're breaking free from, or you have broken free from. And it took a lot, you know, Nine of Swords, that's a lot of mental processing to break down and kind of get to a place of surrender where you can actually breathe and hear yourself, your true self, you know, your essence, hear you speak, or hear that voice speak to you. And this could also be, you know, coming to a conclusion that, or feeling, you know, like you didn't receive what you wanted, or you've received something that you thought you wanted, but actually you don't want. And that's a, you know, a process we all, sorry for the rocking, that's a process we all have to go through over time and time again, to kind of clear out the clutter of what we don't want and what's been programmed in us to believe that we want and we desire, to kind of come to a conclusion of, oh, actually I don't, this isn't actually my path. You know, they say when you're on your path disappears, and that's how you know it's yours. You know, if it's something that's laid out, oh, I'm going to do this and then this and this is going to lead me to this, that's not your path. So I heard something about destiny, calling in your destiny. So then we have the Two of Wands reversed. Well, I said Two of Swords, so that could be significant for somebody. Two of Wands reversed. Yeah, it's having the world at your feet, but kind of not believing that you have the world at your feet and getting trapped in that dilemma of indecisiveness. Which could be because Spirit wanted me to place this card under the Devil, so this could be related to whatever you're letting go of. And this doesn't have to be like a physical thing, it can just be a mental process that was keeping you stuck in a certain vibration, not allowing you to make decisions that were for your highest good because you were so attached to something that wasn't for your highest good but gave you such clarity and comfort, and comfort. And really that's just, it's what's that word? Untapering, unweaving, kind of peeling back the onion, of the layers of the onion that is your own self-destructiveness or your own self-defeating kind of processes, because somebody or something, or even just yourself at some point in time told you that that's the way to go. I'm just being drawn to this planets chart. This is part of the deck. This deck, by the way, I love the name. It's just called Tarot Cards. But yeah, I'm being drawn to the conscious mind, the ego, which is the sun, represented by the sun. So this could be looking at your sun, what house your sun is in, or what planet your sun is in a way that you haven't before. And okay, and so you've got coming into from the Two of Wands reversed into the Two of Pentacles. So this can also be looking at, you know, there's one option to take, there's one path to take, and there's also another. And we all actually have like so many different choices and paths that we can take, but we can't really see them when we're bogged down by something that is not of our highest good, for our highest good. But this like clearing out is leading to the King of Cups energy, and this could be what you're in right now because I was really drawn to it. And this is a balancing, this is a reignition of power and passion, and not power like control over other people, because that's a different thing, but just a self-empowerment, you know, a feeling like you've got yourself and no matter kind of what comes your way or what comes up to be released, you have the strength and the ability to pull yourself out of it, because you've done it before and you can do it again, and you'll probably be asked to do it multiple times through this incarnation. But it's almost like yeah, so you really could be getting to this point where the fear of speaking your mind, the fear of expressing your vulnerability to another person or even to yourself or to spirit is going to be washed away, because you're unlearning the conditioning that it is not okay to do that. You're getting to the point where you're going to be reigniting a passion or a way of being that maybe you had when you were younger or before something significant happened in your life. This is really positive. Bravo, I just heard. Yeah, there's something like here about reconnecting with things that you had kind of let fall to the waistline because you were busy using all of your energy to survive or to focus on, you know, either keeping this kind of karmic energy alive, and then getting to a point where you're understanding that these energies come into our experience to teach us various lessons, and we only experience resistance when we're unwilling to let that go to bring something else in, because we're so comfortable in that. And that comes down to responsibility. You know, with the planets here, I don't know if you can see that, but the planet of Saturn, Capricorn, you could be Capricorn, I'm Capricorn, so welcome to the club. But Saturn is about responsibility and discipline, and sometimes, especially if you are a person that has a lot of earth. Sorry if you can hear that noise. I don't really know what it is. It might be the washing machine. But yeah, something is churning, and something is being thoroughly washed and cleansed out of your system, and that takes time. And so it is allowing yourself to kind of take account for yourself, take stock in what's working for you, what's not, and why they may not be working. Maybe you're putting too much effort into something in the external, in the material world, to not focus on the consciousness that you have and have cultivated. Because once you do, and maybe you have already, this intuition that you have had all along, and that you've known that you've had in one way or another, even, you know, just subconsciously, is it's allowing yourself to feel the depths of your soul, and to feel and listen to really innately and intently what your soul is asking of you. And that can be hard when the ego mind is very loud and very controlled in wanting you to focus on something that's not actually beneficial for your growth. So, yeah. You've actually got a good mix of, like, you've got the wands energy, you've got the cups energy, you've got the pentacle and the sword energy. It's a very holistic set of tapping into the different elements that we have here on this dimensional plane. And that's quite a positive thing, because you're not leaning more one way or another. You're finding a balance within all of it. And there's a necessity for all of it. There is a necessity for tapping into the devil energy and finding yourself in loops of karma for your soul evolution. And there's something here about seeing the strength in that. I feel like I need to sneeze again. Yeah, okay. Let's dip into this one. So this one's the Lightseers Pocket Tarot. I love this deck so much. It's so cute. Okay, Spirit. Yeah, there's something here about at this point in time, it might be necessary and it's recommended by Spirit to pay more conscious attention to grounding yourself in different moments, allowing yourself to stop, pause, breathe, play, regenerate your energy. That's going to help with clarity coming in and hearing and feeling your intuition a lot stronger than maybe you had been previously. Alright, Spirit, what do you want to say to the collective? Any other messages for the collective that are watching this reading at the moment? This one? What other messages for the collective? I love that the Ace of Cups just fell onto the King of Cups. Did you see that? So I'm going to move this. I really hope it doesn't fall. Just so you can see the cards that have fallen on the table. Okay. Any more? Any more messages? Okay, so I just heard Let's Dive In, and before I was hearing the song Dive by, what's her name? Olivia, I want to say Dean. It isn't working, I'm a down away with question marks, and you're deserving, leaning into me like it's a knot, and it's so crazy. Okay. So they could be still, this could be an external energy, but this could be your energy too. I was thinking, or like a person came into my mind, so this could be somebody else's energy that you're experiencing, like you're in connection with of some kind. So when it comes, and I was kind of thinking about the devil, so when this Five of Swords reverse popped out over the Ten of Cups, so this could be kind of looking from a place of lack about something that didn't work out, something that it wasn't for your benefit and it wasn't for theirs either, but maybe you put a lot of hope and a lot of expectation on a certain relationship that actually just wasn't meant to last, because it was meant to teach you guys both something about yourselves and about your journey. It doesn't mean that you won't come back in to contact at some point in time, but for now it's just not meant to be. And through that process of grief, you have the Ace of Cups, which came out on top of the King of Cups. So when you're rebalancing, in the process of rebalancing your own emotions, you're allowing new energy to flow through into your heart space. Also, like, this is a very solo energy. This is working on yourself, going through the motions within yourself. to come to a period of time where you're actually in collaboration with other people. Maybe not directly, but you're all weaving something. The interconnectedness of consciousness is quite potent here in this space. You might not know them in the physical, but energetically you do, or it's the other way around. You know them in the physical, but you don't really know them enough to know them energetically. Obviously your spirit does, but you as a, your humanness doesn't. And there's something here about, allowing things to fall to the wayside. Maybe you're hearing thoughts, negative thoughts. Maybe you had been, because it is reversed. It's not allowing the past to dictate your present or your future, because there's a lot of positivity here. Like even with this, the Six of Swords upright, it came reversed, but upright. You're allowing the darkness to row the boat, and you're not even looking where you're going. You're holding on to, the hair is incredibly significant. You're holding on to an old version of yourself that was attached to a negative way of thinking that wasn't allowing for newness to come in, but you have kind of you've marked yourself in the sand, and you're saying no more. You've kind of relinquished control over your being in a way that is going to bring about abundance into your experience. There's a feeling here of, with time, because you've done this process, a feeling of belonging, a feeling of community, a feeling of coming home with somebody, coming into union. That could just be like family, friendships, a romantic partner, work people, whoever, right? Even just strangers that you meet along the way. Just a sense of you're not alone, and you're not meant to do this whole experience in this lifetime alone. So if that's kind of all you've known, you're rewiring that aspect of your identity and saying, yeah, maybe that's all I've known, but that doesn't mean that's all I can know for the future. You're changing the narrative for yourself, and that's going to bring in this more passionate, healthy, abundant clarity, love, energy, harmony, a fine-tuned balance within yourself and within others that you've met, because you're meeting on a different plane now than you had been before. This is really beautiful. It's a sensory experience. I don't know if you can see that, you can't. So you've got the Ace of Wands reversed. It's a sensory experience. This experience on this earth is one of a sensory experience. We feel before we think. Our body connects to the truth before our mind creates a story about it. And this is about closing your eyes and tapping into your innate truth. And if you don't know what to believe, if you don't know what truth to listen to or to believe or stand by, ask for help, and maybe not to other humans, because a lot of the time they will just say their own experience. They will say that, they're advised based on their own experience. But ask spirit for help, because you have it full force. You have it in full force. It's in full swing, and you're allowing community to come in with this tapping in. to yourself. It's really beautiful. Like, congratulations, because this takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of dignity and integrity to look at yourself and go, okay, these are the things that I'm doing to kind of fuck up my experience. And on one hand, I'm asking for these things, and on the other hand, I'm working intently on making sure I don't have those things because of how my thoughts are thinking or how my actions are based on my beliefs and all of that. I've put so much energy into controlling the outcome, working from a place of survival. So everything I'm doing is acting in a way to stay safe. But you're in a different frequency now, and that is about learning to trust your instincts, that you deserve something better, and that requires living on a different frequency, a different vibrational plane of existence in this dimension. It's looking, I have an apple next to me, and I was just thinking of it. It's when you have a sweetness of desire, it's choosing to eat an apple rather than chocolate, because they're both going to give your body a sense of a increase in sugar and a chemical you know what I mean, like a release in your brain, a chemical release. But one is going to sustain you and one is going to burn you out. I just heard I work hard for my dues. So maybe you have come from, I mean, I know I have as well, like a process of thinking or believing where it's like based in, I have to work hard to get to where I want to go. I have to put in this amount of effort to have this amount of result or outcome. But Spirit's saying, like, you don't have to work that hard anymore, because once you kind of surrender that level of being, that level of understanding your how to balance out your humanness and your spiritness, if that makes sense, you know, your body is in your spirit rather than your spirit is in your body, you know. So the more that you learn how to get those two to work in tandem together, all of this comes in a lot easier, a lot quicker. And I'm just like noticing this guy is like, he's standing on top, like it's reversed, right? But he's standing on top of the wave. And here it's like allowing a free fall, allowing yourself just to like, look at that. It's like allowing spirit to help you, allowing the emotions to wash over you, and coming to a place of equilibrium in your experience of gaining enlightenment. It's really beautiful. Okay. Spirit, is there anything else you want to say? No? I heard work in tandem with spirit, you know, ask for help. Just because you've always done it alone doesn't mean you always have to do it alone, you know. So yeah, that is all I have for you. Thanks so much for tuning in, and let me know if you liked it. Let me know if it resonated for you. Let me know if there's anything else you'd want. All my love, best wishes, and I'll talk to you soon. See you later.